controls the most turf is going to rule this whole town.
Surprise! Batman Arkham Origins has a multiplayer mode.
I end you!
Warner Brothers must have got the letters in which I said I want to be a random goon getting pummeled by Batman, because that's what it is.
What the?
Except, alright, it's not just that. It's an intriguing 3 versus 3 versus 2 mode in which Joker's gang battles Bane's gang while being stalked by Batman and Robin. In theory, it's a multiplayer mode I can get behind because it's not your usual team deathmatch. There's nothing worse than a cheap multiplayer mode tacked onto a great single-player game. Tomb Raider. So in honour of Batman Arkham Origins, theoretically cool idea for multiplayer, here are the 8 games with non-standard multiplayer modes that took a gamble by doing something different and won, mostly. Arkham Origins multiplayer mode is what you call asymmetric. That is to say, opposing players have completely different objectives and abilities. If you're doing asymmetric multiplayer, then the bar is set by Splinter Cell's Spies vs. Mercs mode, as found in Pandora Tomorrow, Chaos Theory Double Agent, and soon, Blacklist. It's a mode in which you play either a sneaky spy or a shooty mercenary, and if you're a spy, then your job is to sneak around and hack terminals like a night vision ninja. If you're a mercenary, then your job is to put bullets in spies and protect the terminals. It makes this list of top original multiplayer modes for being cleverly balanced and also more tense than a man having laser eye surgery by a trainee laser surgeon who is drunk.
Some of the same people who brought us Splinter Cell's Spies vs. Mercs also worked on Assassin's Creed's own brand of multiplayer murder. Ubisoft's Annecy studio devised the multiplayer for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and every Assassin's Creed since. It's especially ingenious for finding a way to blend Assassin's Creed's social stealth with online competitive action. If you've never snuck away from the main campaign to sample Assassin's Creed multiplayer, you're missing a treat. It's just like playing hide and seek, only when you get found, you get stabbed in the neck.
Facing down my foe, it was to be expected.
Sure, Dark Souls is a game that revels in your misery, but that isn't to say that it's completely unfair. Okay, it's completely unfair, but it does have some innovative online features to help you make it through a legendarily tough game. When you die in Dark Souls, you leave a bloodstain on the floor from all the blood that comes out of you when you're skewered by a cackling skeleton or whatever. Sometimes you find other people's bloodstains, stand on them, and you get a replay of their death, which can clue you into unseen dangers that might take out the unwary. You also occasionally see light blue phantoms of other players who are tackling the same problems as you at the same time. It's not much, but in a game like Dark Souls, solidarity is a welcome addition. You can also summon other real-life players into your game to help you defeat bosses, but bear in mind, this being Dark Souls, people can also invade your game and murder you in cold blood. You know, for fun. Thanks, Dark Souls.
Left 4 Dead is all about cooperative survival, but the competitive humans versus zombies mode gave us previously unimagined ways of dicking people over online. For that, Left 4 Dead, we salute you. We're talking about perfect combos of special infected, such as lassoing someone with a smoker's tongue, dragging them across half the map, then ripping them up with the hunter. Now that's teamwork. Then, Left 4 Dead 2 added the glorious scavenger mode in which you could grief the poor suckers by destroying their precious petrol cans as well.
Son of a bitch!
Kane Lynch 2 Dog Days had a multiplayer mode called Fragile Alliance, which was in keeping with the, let's say, unreliable nature of its heroes.
Lynch, gotta go. Don't fuck with me!
Fragile Alliance was like the heist intro to The Dark Knight turned into a multiplayer mode. You started off as a band of crooks aiming to pull off a heist against an endless supply of cops. The twist is, the fewer robbers there are at the end, the fewer ways the pot needs to be split. So the question is, how many people do you need to finish the job, and what's the perfect time to stab your teammates in the back? Bear in mind, once they're dead, they respawn as cops with a colossal chip on their shoulder, further tipping the balance against the robbers. Remember, it's not paranoia if they really are out to get you.
It's some unholy fusion between flesh and technology.
The best thing about Chronicles of Riddick Dark Athena was Pitch Black mode. In it, you play as one of a group of mercenary grunts, or as Riddick himself, and it's totally dark. Mercs can't see a thing except what's in the beam of their flashlight. Richard B. Riddick, on the other hand, has that night vision given to him by a jailhouse surgeon, or, if you believe the first game, a spooky voice in his head.
You have been blind for far too long, but your world is about to get more colorful.
Riddick has instant melee kills, but if a merc spots and shoots Riddick first, they get to be him in the next round. Which is a prize in itself, because as Riddick, there's a button just for taunting your nearly blind enemies with Vin Diesel's voice.
Now the monsters have something to fear.
We might all be getting into a froth about the next generation, but let's not forget one of the games that got us most excited about the possibilities of Xbox Live on Xbox 360, Test Drive Unlimited. The original Test Drive Unlimited had a unique multiplayer mode, because it wasn't really a multiplayer mode at all. Instead of separating multiplayer and single player, it just dumped other Xbox Live players onto your version of Oahu Island in Hawaii. You'd be charging along in your Ferrari and you'd see a Pagani Zonda fly past in the opposite direction. That's another player, and a quick flash of the headlights is all it takes to engage in a race. Oh, don't try that after dark in a secluded car park in Berkshire. Made that mistake before.
Lawmen versus Rebeldes.
Finally, Red Dead Redemption gets a mention, not for its seamless open world or its great co-op challenges, or even the wide variety of sweet hat-wearing characters you can choose from, but from the way it starts its competitive multiplayer matches, with a Mexican standoff.
You.
Basically, everyone stands in a circle and then shoots each other. Don't die, and you get to tool up and steal the best spots on the map. Just like in the real Old West.
Fill your
There you go, those were the 8 multiplayer modes with a twist that we hope Batman Arkham Origins can stand up to when it comes out this October. Let us know your favourite inventive multiplayer mode in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Outside Xbox for more. Thanks for watching.